6. Sorry. If anything's going to go awry, it's going to be on the full moon. Happy full moon. Happy full Sturgeon moon in Aquarius. What a powerful moon, just following the Lionsgate portal on the 8th. Just having a little coffee. It's 6 p.m., 6:15 where I am, Central Standard. Having a little evening coffee. I don't usually drink coffee at night, but I feel like I wanted a little treat. I could have had some tea. I'll have some tea later, but I wanted some a delicious latte. Almond milk latte. We're going to get started here. I'm going to light some delicious sage. So I'm just going to ask you to take a few deep breaths and think about, your intention here on this full Sturgeon supermoon in Aquarius. And that these readings are general, but when you set your intention and connect with my energy, my energy connects with yours, my connection is stronger with you, and it becomes like a personal reading for you when you set your intentions. So welcome all, come on in. If you are journeying, if you're journeying here for the first time, I want to welcome you. And those of you who are returning, welcome back and thank you for your return. I'm Lady J. This is a space created to guide you and inspire you, help you get clear on the energies in and around you, and to learn how to best navigate them. I encourage you to stay just for a little while. And if you find connection and value in this message while you're here, please consider liking and subscribing. Also, connect with me on Instagram at intuitivetarottherapy there. So we're going to touch on what's going on with our energies now. And for this full moon period. So like I said earlier, we just did the Lionsgate reading, which really just confirmed a lot of beautiful energy, a lot of powerful energy for us. And I say us because, hey, I'm part of the collective too, right? Yes. Soul family of like minds. I'm just going to open this window. I always encourage my clients and, people I love to give me just 1 second. I'll be right back. To open the window when you're burning sage. We don't want the alarms going off when we're trying to conduct a reading. Hey, everybody. Well, I hope that you're doing well. I hope that this time is finding you happy and well and feeling fulfilled, feeling connection. And if you come for a connection, you've come to the right place. Yes. So I want to just reach out to our ancestors, angels, spirit guides, our loved ones on the other side. All powers that work, and benevolent forces that work on our behalf for our highest and best good. I ask you to guide us through this reading and protect us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. It's important especially during the full moon, it is important to protect yourself and get really centered. The energies are very powerful. Now, this is the last of the full moon, of the super moons of 2022. If I'm wrong, please let me know. I do believe that is the case, though. And so it's so powerful because we have come off of this. We're still kind of in that energy, honestly. I don't want to say come off of, but we're in this energy of the Lionsgate portal. Probably the trail end of that energy for the Lionsgate portal. And so the supermoon is really about ushering this magical power for us to embody and live in our potential, and to achieve goals that are really important to us, and that affirm and confirm our purpose here on this living plane. And so I want to encourage you, before we begin to reach out to your collective soul tribe and reach out to your non-physical co-creators and allow yourself to be attuned so that you interpret, so that, so that you can ask them for whatever. They're there to help you, but you have to ask. But to connect, that connection is really, really important. And with this powerful transmission, we find, like, imagine this is a tightrope and we're walking along it here. We find we go into 3D to 5D, 3D to 5D. We kind of do this thing because we go from logical mind to 5D mind, which is not logical. And so it's important for us to be centered in the knowing that we are magical beings. You are a magical being. And, we have the potential to use this energy with this full moon to reiterate to us, to show us, to mirror for us how powerful we are. And I think it's really important for us to be aware that when we look outside of ourselves for answers, we kind of lose the point. So you'll find readings here at Intuitive Tarot Therapy with me, Lady J Mystique. I will always focus on you and less on the other person. I will touch on the energies that are around you and that are influencing you for sure, definitely. Because, that matters. It matters in your psyche. It matters, period. What, if somebody's giving you the evil eye and why you feel a little off. But I'll always bring it back home because that's where it begins. That's where it ends. All right. Sorry, technical difficulties. Bear with me 1 second. Okay, dokie. So we're going to get started here with the Shaman's Dream Oracle for this full moon, full Sturgeon moon, Aquarian moon. So it's a very serious moon. Being in Aquarius, this is some powerful energy. Aquarians are analytical. They're logical. They are quick, smart, and steadfast, determined, organized. So know that your angels, your spirit guides, your collective non-physical team is really working on your behalf, putting things in order. So I hope you've been paying attention to your dreams. I wonder if you haven't had just really wild dreams lately, and maybe they've shifted. Maybe the terrain has shifted. That sounds specific. So perhaps that resonates with you. Feel free to leave that down in the comments. But it feels like, we're moving into new times. This full moon is really solidifying who you truly are, not who you've been, not who you have exercised and practiced being, but who you truly are. Now that you're living in your truth, what that looks like for you. That looks like your full potential is available for you to accomplish the dreams that you've been wanting to accomplish. Yeah, transmuting pain. I spoke about that on the Lionsgate reading, and that is, we are transmuting energy. We are not wow, a lot of cards came out. Full moon energy here. Wow. We're not, returning to sender. We are transmuting that energy because we want spirit. We want, the highest of high to use that energy for good. And when we return to sender, it's almost like we are just replicating that energy and sending it back. And well, that doesn't necessarily mean who's ever sending you negative energy or evil eye, what have you, is going to learn their lesson, is going to get it. And ultimately, we just want people to get it, So, and we want people to join us on this journey. So not everybody's meant to join us on this journey. Now we've got Root Girl, the disowned self. We've got the Wall, obstacles, vanishing mirror, ego, sublimation. I don't know why that's so hard for me to say. We've got cosmic womb, the divine feminine, Luna, this full moon. We've got will of the wisp, treasures hidden in the shadows. And And I'm not surprised by that. That's number 62, which is 8 in numerology. And that brings up the unforeseen within the number 8, okay? And overflow, overwhelm, and plenty, right? So I'll go through these individually. But first, I'm going to pull some tarot. Yeah, what's next? So this is our energy here for the collective. And I'll let you know if I'm feeling some, specific energy as you're watching here. Ooh, as you're watching here. And we have Judgment. This is what's right before you. The 3 of Wands. Did I say 2 of Wands? Yeah, okay. This is watching your ships come in. If you look here, there's 3 little ships down there. So that's all about you, putting the work in, putting in the plan, putting in, the thoughts of what you want to manifest. And this is watching from over the cliff. Listen, it's a full moon. I might be might be making up my own words at this point. The cliff, and watching telling the ships where to go. Like when you get that chariot, and we're telling with our mind's eye the chariot to move and the Sphinx to take us where we want them to take us. So that 3 of Wands, you are commanding those ships to shore and which dock to plant, right? And 3 might be very significant to you. You might be life path number 3. You might have been born on the 3rd day or in March. The Tower. And it's in reverse, the Tower. That's interesting. Now that's Scorpionic and Aquarius energy. And that could mean that we're avoiding. Perhaps you're being urged to avoid something. But let's pull a few more cards and see what's going on with that. Avoid. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, avoid any arguments right now. It's very wasteful. It's a waste of your energy, and your energy is very important right now. And then there's that 8 of Swords that I pulled that on the 8th, the Lionsgate video reading, and I put it right side up, and there it is in the deck upside down again. So for the collective, we are freeing ourselves from the ties that bind us, that we, our limited beliefs, some old outdated beliefs that we've had that have been navigating our life. Okay. And I'm being told to turn this over. And yes, meditation. 4 of Swords. That was consistent with that Lionsgate reading. So yeah, talking about your angels and connecting with, your spirit guides. You're going to do that through meditation. Get really quiet. And why I'm urging you to do that, it's not only really fun and fascinating to, ask your spirit guides, your angels, like, are you there? Are you with me? It's really, really intensely rewarding and comforting to know that you're being guided and that you are not alone in this lifetime, but that there is a team working on your behalf, and you get there and you get the answers when you're quiet. If you just sit still long enough. I was just talking with someone today, and they said that as they were taking their car into being serviced, something shattered their moonroof, and they felt lucky because there was a screen in case of like any bird droppings or bugs or anything. And it protected them from getting cut while they were driving. But the Nine of Cups and the Four of Wands on the bottom there. So being very satiated and happy in our home life. Strength card, Leo energy, the Two of Swords, the Nine of Swords, and the Ten of Wands. Thank you. Okay. And, you know, I mentioned, you know, Abraham Hicks. I was talking about something that, you know, like I tripped over something, and Abraham Hicks always says, whack. Like the universe is like waking us up out of some unconscious thoughts, some low vibration, bringing our attention back to the present moment or to what is important. And so they said, you know, yeah, I thought about that. Like, what was I thinking? And my partner was like, what were you thinking about? And I said, well, did you ask? Yeah, I didn't get an answer. Let me tell you something. You always get an answer. Now, whether or not you hear the answer, that part. So, you know, when you're in haste and you're looking for answers, you might get one, and it might be something you're not really wanting because you are distracted. And Spirit has a good sense of humor. And it might be an answer you ain't ready for. So I suggest getting quiet where you're safe and sound, maybe some pillows around you, and just ask your questions and get quiet. And before you know it, you know, allow your mind to wander and watch it like a movie. You don't have to control it. You know, that's kind of the key to meditation. And then boom, that is when the answers come to you. And it's a lot of times an answer, it's kind of like tarot cards. When you pull a tarot card, it's like, I don't really want that card. Those are the cards to pay attention to, because that's how we kind of talk to ourselves. We know what we're supposed to be doing in life. We know a lot of the answers, but they're not really what we want. So we tend to, you know, put our blinders on and go, let's just look at the pretty stuff, right? So what I see here is, you are being called to be your higher self. Right now, of course, you know, things are kind of wacky during full moons. I don't know if that's how you feel, but you're being urged to avoid conflict, if you can. Because during these times, we can be a little hot-headed and, you know, just dig our heels in, when really the time is to, you know, be full of grace and just watch. And maybe, you know, as we ascend, if you're ascending, that's why you're here watching this reading, because you are ascending and tapping into your higher self. And so, like I spoke before, we're no longer being triggered the way we were. And if we are, because we are human, we are now responding in a much different way. And we are called to respond in a different way, because if you keep doing what you've always done and you haven't been getting what you want, time to switch it up, right? It's time to see things from another perspective. Now's the time. The portal is open. The shift is happening with this full moon, ushering in, highlighting your passions, and allowing you to have laser focus on what is in your best interest, in your highest good, and in turn, everyone else's highest good. Because now that is leaving room for new ideas, on how to achieve what you want, even though that they are, maybe some old dreams that lie dormant. And you are feeling like, yeah, I can do this. You've persevered this whole time. And you've had to make some tough choices. Some tough choices that have left you feeling like unable to sleep, having anxiety, waking up in a panic, perhaps. Some of you wake up and you're just like, the world is like doom. You feel doom. And the thing is you can't feel enough doom to make it go away. You have to just be done with that shit. You feel me? Mm-hmm. And so the seeds that you've planted, again, this is a meticulous moon. This is very tried and true energy. Okay? You plant the seeds. You first you map out your ground. Sometimes you zone it and you till it. You know what I'm saying? You prepare your ground. This is about preparing your ground. This is about opportunity for growth. That's where you are right now. In your conviction. In what you know to be true. You listen, know what you know. And again, in the very same position here, darling. The Hanged Man. Try on this new way of being, the way that you've wanted to be, the way that you want to respond, the way that you want to behave, that beautiful, because you're the star of your movie. And the star in the movie always perseveres. Okay. Always perseveres and always we admire them because they're being their highest self. This full moon is bringing in that energy of possibility, that energy to let go of things that are not serving our highest and best good. Let go of things that are weighing us down. Ace of Swords, clarity. Yeah. Managing the seeds that we've planted. So this is ushering in this plentifulness, okay? This Judgment card's very important in that position. It's ushering in your purpose. It's ushering in your life's purpose. And what's that other word? You have your life's purpose, and what's the other thing, Spirit? Your life path. Thank you. So there's your life path, and then there's your life purpose. And when you are on your life path, you are then living your purpose. Yeah, that Ace of Swords wants to remain on the bottom. So then that clarity comes in so you can see, aha. So be careful what you ask for, because your thoughts become things. Thank you. Your thoughts become things. Thank you. Okay. Let me put the cards down for a minute and assess what's going on. Yeah, be careful with these crystal balls. They will start a fire. What do you want me to pay attention to? Mm. Mm. Okay, so someone is having to make a very, very powerful decision. And it's like, okay, so do I, how do I stick to my convictions while sort of playing the politic game of whatever they're involved with? And sometimes, again, I think it's laying low on the conflict, staying above the fray. Mm. Wow. Okay. Staying above the fray. Mm. 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 Okay, so in the 5D, you you realize that um, so you're becoming clear that that this is an illusion, that life is an illusion. Okay, and so that's why you're able to avoid this tower. The tower in reverse is avoidance of a tower moment. Because bickering, what did I say at the beginning of the reading? Bickering, arguing, debating is taxing on your energy, and you need to be harnessing your energy right now for your ascension. Because you can't, I keep hearing forest for the trees. You can't see the forest for it, the unseen, the 8. The will of the wisp, treasure hidden in the shadows. Number 8, the unforeseen, which is all about power and balance and success, right? But you can't see, you're all up in it. And so that's why you're needing to just turn it on its head. Make sure when you meditate, set your intentions. Before you start meditating, set your intention. That is really, really important. And before you go to bed, watch what you're ingesting. Not only food, but like, what are you watching? What are you reading? What are you listening to? What are you paying attention to? Where's your thought? And when you go to sleep at night, set your intention. And you can set your intention on what you want to dream about, what messages you want to receive, where you want your energy to be. Because I feel like someone here or a few people here are waking up in the middle of the night. They have a restless sleep. Maybe once they wake up and go to the bathroom, they can't go back to sleep. They just go ahead and get up early because they just can't sleep. Feel free to just say, God, spirit, whatever, whatever you vibe with. What are you trying to tell me? What is it? And just be still. And if you fall back to sleep, you fall back to sleep. Great. You need to get that rest. Part of healing is getting rest, right? Getting enough rest. Oh, yeah. Okay. So there could be, there's that 10 of Wands again, right here and right here. And here's that Judgment card again. So, all right. Okay. And part of ascension is not, there's that 2 of Wands, is not about not experiencing the same things. It's how you experience the same things may change. So you might have someone that is, cantankerous, and they're your boss, and they're get a lot of anxiety around that. A lot of toxic energy, a lot of control, and you might have someone that is around you that is willing. You ever had a competitive boss? You're the boss. Why are you competing with me? I'm gonna tell you. that means you're a threat. That means that you're good at what you do and they see that. Yeah. So just, really develop your lane and understand it. Thank you. Please tell me what my collective needs to hear now for this full moon in Aquarius. All right. Well, there's that big old pack that likes to fall out. Okay. So the Magician, Gemini energy. Having the tools, having the resources to create the reality that you're looking for. Hold on 1 second. Okay, so we have the Emperor, the Hanged Man. That's the third Hanged Man that we have. The Page of Pentacles in reverse, the Six of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, the Knight of Swords, and the Four of Wands. Yeah, let me get the Four of Wands right there. Okay. So the Emperor is an expert. He's an expert at what he does. This is not gender specific. It's just energy. He's an expert at what he does. And he's well-rounded and he knows how to play the game. You see that big old chess piece? Now, is that a pawn? Or a knight? What is that? I don't play chess. I really wish that I could. And every time I try to learn, it's just a lot. And I have to write things down. So that's never fun. My husband, likes to play chess with me, but he finds it funny. I got to write things down. Anyway, now the Emperor is number 4, and 4 is all about organization. Again, I told you about that Aquarian organization energy. But it's also about patience, understanding the fundamentals of what you're doing, and dedication, hard work, realism, specific, considering, reconsidering, taking responsibility that where you and how you and what you plant is your responsibility. So the Emperor is saying that you are solid in who you are, what you're doing. So this full moon is saying whatever it is that you're good at, you're so good at it that you can afford to kind of turn it on its head and look at all the different moving pieces and how they operate. Without confusing yourself, okay? Now, the Page of Pentacles is in reverse. This Page of Pentacles is in reverse, and it's clarifying this area here, okay, what we're bringing here. So this is... this is not a new thing for you. And some of you feel like something is not working out. It didn't look the way, maybe it started to mutate and kind of go in a different direction, but it's okay because rejection is God's protection, okay? Know that. What isn't growing, and the opposition, it won't grow. The opposition is not going to grow. The opposition is actually going to fade away. It's almost like that's horrible. It's almost like right when you think everything's going to pop, right when you think you can't take anymore, it's going to give way. Any negative seeds planted against you, it's going to foil. You know, this full moon is really helping those that are focused, that are sure of what they want, and that are open to allowing um, the powers that be to move things, you know. So just when you feel like I don't know if I can do this anymore, something's going to open up. We kept getting um that ace of swords. And this is clarity, okay? And so as we move on along here, again, 3 is very significant because 12, so the hangman is 12. 1 and 2 is 3 in numerology. So again, you might be a life path number 3. But as we move from this, because this is showing me whatever's stacked against you is not going to come to fruition. What, you know, all these 6 wands pointed at you, it's going to dissipate. They're not going to germinate. Those seeds planted against you will not. Any negative energy, any old negative self-talk, as you work the muscle of, you know, your productivity, your positive thinking, you know that you are a chosen one that knows, that has a knowing. You are being called with that judgment. And you have the judgment under here as well, somewhere. That just when you think things are going to pot, there's the 6 of Pentacles. You are, because you are willing to see things from other perspectives, your gift, your I'll say it's like your gift. It's not like you're being rewarded. Is that the word? Let's just call it that, for lack of a better word. Your reward is this help because you've been steadfast. You've shown, oh, I have this courage. I'm going to, you know, this strength to persevere through adversity. I'm willing to look at things square in the eye and from other perspectives, because this is also about ego. See, the reason why a lot of things get crazy on full moons is because people get caught up in their feelings, which is what? Exacerbated by ego. So as you're learning to I don't say control, but yeah, like guide and maneuver and manage your ego, all that stuff all that static and all that noise and all that distraction just gets pushed aside, and you're able to focus on, like the 5 of Pentacles in reverse, you're able to focus on receptivity, reciprocity, reciprocation. You open yourself up to help, to a leg up, to assistance, okay? Which ultimately is an ultimate exchange of love with this Ace of Cups. Look at that. The Ace of Cups is all about clarity, love, harmony. Your emotions being in balance, you being able to give love and receive love. and that flow. You know, we are ambassadors of grace for one another. So this full moon is highlighting your strengths rather than playing on your weaknesses, because you've been doing the work. Now we have the Knight of Swords and the Four of Wands here. The Knight of Swords bears a message. The Knight of Swords is bearing the message that well, the Knight of Swords represents Aquarius, that's for sure. That's one thing. But the Knight of Swords is rushing in for help. So this moon is ushering that help, and that is extinguishing any fires that have been placed to, or should I say, any, really how I'm seeing it is somebody dousing your fire. So it's putting the kibosh on that. But it's because you are willing to look at things from another perspective. And also, not only looking for the Hangman, all these cards are very multifaceted, but what's coming up for me now is also sacrificing the ego. To where you allow, somewhere in the Bible it says, lay your burden down, right? So when you allow, instead of you feeling like you got to fight every fight, you allow spirit, your guides, source energy to come in and help you. You ever see somebody like on television trying to stop a fight? Have you ever seen how difficult it is to stop that sort of discourse? So if you're caught up in the minutia of this turbulence and conflict, it's harder for spirit to jump in and be like, okay, let me sort this out. Okay? So what that's bringing you, and we're coming on back down, the Six of Pentacles is helping you get here to the Four of Wands. So these little inklings that you're getting, you might be experiencing a lot of ease. Sometimes with full moons, we are so emotional and we're just feeling weepy and we just feel the pressure. I feel with this full moon, there is a release of pressure. And then we can go to the festival. We can go to the desert and dance around and have fun and shake our tambourine. Go to Coachella, right? That's wild. Okay, so now I'm going to read the Shaman's Dream oracles that we've gotten here. So this is 46, which is 10. You know, you have the 10 of wands here, and you have the 10 of wands and the underlying messages in the Light Seers Tarot. Root Girl, the disowned self, 46. Okay, so this is the disowned self and hidden beauty, the need for acceptance and love. This is what it looks like. Sorry, I'm going to show you that. Root Girl sits shivering. I get a lot of warmth. That's red and ambers in that card. But she sits there shivering, unclean and naked at the base of the tree. excuse me, the tree of self. She is unloved, unwanted, and shunned for her disformities. She has no home but is safe burrowing underground to dwell near the deepest roots of this sacred tree. Who is she to you? Could this urchin be the one part of you that reintegrated? Could it be the part of you that can lead you to wholeness and true purpose? As I was speaking earlier, this is a part of you, the embodiment of a deeply flawed perception of your failures. Ooh, manifesting as guilt and shame. When you project envy onto others or any other emotion or instinct that you've learned to repress or deem unnatural, it's this, it says, I don't like it, but it says this homeless child, self crying for attention, acceptance, and love. So you want to lash out, and this is why it's telling you not to. You're being, I don't know if you can see it, but I'm going to hold it up for you. You are being called to choose to stay out of the fray and avoid conflict. You don't need to be in conflict to solve things. And this moon is bringing in the energy for you to feel stable and have the room and the air to choose that. Sometimes we choose that ego because it's familiar. It's our go-to. It's how we've survived. And we no longer have to do that anymore. The energy has shifted and we have evolved. You have evolved. Okay? So you want to lash out, ignore it, push it aside. All the refusing to acknowledge this ugly quality is belonging to you, as belonging to you. But if you would only look into the root girl's eyes and see the beauty and the unmet need, your unmet need. What's your unmet need? You would realize that this part of you asks for your compassion and understanding. This part of you was born when you were wounded and were conditioned to believe that you're not whole, that your expression of self is somehow too much or too little. You weren't accepted. You weren't validated. Okay. So that's all, this ego was built on that. Okay. You've even inherited this creature from your ancestors. Okay. So we're talking about DNA, pain, transmuting into you. However, it was this child self came to be, curled up in the roots of your sacred tree self, it's time to welcome her into your heart. When you do, everything you've been searching for becomes illuminated. Couldn't have said it better myself. I did say it earlier, but I like the way they put it here. So your life path lights up with renewed purpose. Did you catch that? I said earlier, this is about your life path, and which will illuminate your what? Your life's purpose. When you come to love Root Girl and claim her as your own, accepting her and your humanity, she's transformed, just as you are. Then all manner of magic begins to arrive in abundant forms. Look for the beauty. That's powerful. I mean, it's pretty cut and dry here. My guides are very cut and dry. We don't do a lot of obscurity, and it is what it is, because we know what we need to grow. We know, and we're, when we're in a place to, once we're reminded to remember, it just makes it easy, because you are a chosen one. You are aware. So, yeah. All right. So the next one is the wall, obstacles. 56, 11, which is 2. 11 is a master number. It's all about instinct. It's all about intuition, fear, anxiety, inner conflict. Okay, so this is about obstacles, being inconvenienced by life, detours, non-action. So rejection is God's protection, right? So there are moments in your life when you are so geared up, so sure that you're on track with, such drive and momentum, that you're shocked and confused when you encounter a wall. Flip, whack. What did I say earlier, right? So the unpredictability occurs outside of your ability to plan. The unpredictability occurs outside your ability to plan. So we say we plan and God laughs, or God laughs at our plan. Regardless of if you've done everything right, the alignment with the divine, in alignment with the divine, it's impressive that you change your attitude now. No, that's not what it says. Impressive. I guess I maybe need some new light, some more light or something. I don't know. Learn how to read sign. It is imperative, beautiful soul, that you change your attitude now. This is just really confirming everything I said earlier. So I hopefully you've grasped that. This temporary roadblock is not an obstacle, but to blast through. It's not an invitation to push harder, cancel other plans, or worry who will win or lose. This is a stopping point to enable you to slow down and contemplate the part of the manifesting equation that you and everyone else forgets. Life on life's terms will override your best laid plans. Yes, it's inconvenient. As it may not seem, this experience is an important reminder that you are a human being, not a human doing. Perhaps you're being reminded of your mortality, or that you are but a small part of a bigger universe where your destiny interacts with others. Your life may be meant to serve another purpose at this moment. And your attention meant to be directed elsewhere. And that's where that allowance comes in. See? And so whatever this stifling energy, so you're on your way, you have your convictions, you know what you want, and then bloop, something's trying to put a stop here. But that stop, so right. It may not be a person trying to put salt in your game, but that is why you have this hangman 3 times. This is about a new perspective. This is about, sacrifice a little bit of your ego and your plans. Okay, I see you. Sacrifice your plans. It's a messenger here to say, hey, something else needs to take place so that we can get happy and whole, because that slow in our plans here is going to allow for this momentum of reciprocity to come through. Yeah, it's all love. That's that little story right there. It's all love. So although it might be inconvenient, right? So perhaps you're being reminded of your mortality, or that you are but a small part of a bigger universe where your destiny intersects with others. Your life may be meant to serve another purpose at this moment, and your attention meant to be directed elsewhere. Consider that this place of temporary non action is exactly meant to be for you. Perhaps it's because all you desire and have set in motion needs time to, mingle together and to form on the other side of things. Could it be that all the elements are not yet in place for this manifestation to be for the highest good of all? Patience is required now. And that's what I was saying earlier. What was I saying earlier? What was it? It was what was it? Was it the number 4? Yeah, it was the number 4. Dedication, goals, talking about the emperor. Patience is needed right now. Knowing that everything is happening. Everything is being put in place. Your guides are putting things in place for you. I said that earlier. I need to be looking at the clock when I say these things. Okay, so it's a great time to take a break and be in complete gratitude. Contemplate what you can be grateful for. And it's just a reminder again, what is truly yours will never be withheld from you. Vanishing mirror. 58. Vanishing mirror. It's also 4. 5 and 8 is 13, which is all about hard work, organization, fundamentals, dedication, patience, responsibility. So ego, sublimation, letting go of self-centeredness, becoming a vessel of possibility. Do you ever wonder if your self-definition has become too rigid, too fixed around what you've come to learn, so that you contract your life into zones of safe versus unsafe? This here is okay. Over there is not. Well, that might be too risky. Judgment, fear, self-righteousness, and overconfidence are only some of the traits that keep you from evolving. So we are all products. We're all products of our conditioning. So remember that this is part of the human experience. When you are not meant to remain static, seeking only what you expect, even if it appears ambitious. It's also sometimes too narrow. You go nowhere when you hesitate to move out of your comfort zone, right? What do they say? Success comes from getting it uncomfortable. Okay? So when you focus too much on yourself this way, you become a servant of the ego. And if you've been with me, if you're just coming in, I implore you, once this wraps and this goes back to a video that you can rewatch from the get-go, I invite you to come back and look at it, because that's where we came to this point. And now I'm reading these cards up here, this Shaman's Dream Oracle. It's really just, reiterating what I was saying earlier and kind of bringing it all together. So being a servant of ego edges God out, edges spirit out, edges creator out. Okay. So by removing all of that ego, you allow that helping hand to bring in that success, to bring in that harmony, to bring in that husband, that wife, that partner, that house, that dog, the life that you're looking for. Okay? Because I feel for a lot of us, with the Lion's Gate, it's our full potentiality. It's highlighting all of the things that we've ever wanted and allowing an energy for us to finally grab onto it, finally feel like we're a part of it. But you have to remove the ego. The ego, well, what is the ego? Okay, to whomever. It's relative. You could be self-righteous. You could be feeling stuck on the flipping blame game. I'm feeling low because all this stuff happened to me. Well, you are still continuing to give that power over you. So if you truly want that to no longer have power over you, you will work to let it go and start from what you want. What do you want? Do you want to be happy? Do you want to be successful? Do you want to, do you want to move and be free and make money and the things that, bring you happiness? Well, you have to be willing to let things go. You have to be willing to sacrifice the ego. And allow that helping hand in. Because again, have you ever seen on one of these TikToks or whatever it is, somebody trying to break up a fight? So if you're all distracted with being in, defensive and being all this and that, and, Spirit's like, hello, hey, kind of like Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory. No, don't do that. Oh, guess you didn't hear me. It's gonna hurt. Beware. So, it says, imagine looking into a mirror and seeing only what you are now. If you can let your self-definition soften, moving beyond the veil of your potential, a magical emptiness exists where all things are possible. Look again. Who could you be? What would you do? So what would you see reflected if you allowed yourself to be other than how you define yourself right now? Nothing less is required of you now at this moment. Let go of who you think you are and allow the new you to emerge. You will recognize yourself as what you are, a partner, a co-creator, in service to the divine. Doesn't it feel good? So it's saying, let go. You're done here. You're done doing all that mess. None of that is producing anything that you want. It served its purpose. It's done. Learn the lesson and move on. The cosmic womb. The cosmic womb. Number 6, it's all about harmony. It's all about love. Home, family, tranquility, zen, nurture, idealism. Okay? Yes. So this is where we're going with things. So creativity, the divine feminine, the cosmic womb is a reminder that you're undergoing a beautiful process of birthing a new self into being. It's all very synchronistic, isn't it? Can't make this stuff up. So you don't know who or what it is yet, but you know it's full of life and love and passion and spirit. It's the perfect expression of you. Okay? Love incarnate, ignited by the vital spark received from the divine. If you've had a difficult time in recent memory, feeling dry and stagnant or lost and unsupported, this is changing right now. That's what I've been saying this whole time, y'all. This is what I have been saying. This is just, listen, there's no fireworks going off here. There's no, I'm not going to tell you a bunch of lies and tell you a bunch of salacious, somebody trying to put salt in your game. That's obvious. People are always doing that. That's their job. That's not what you, listen, there are a lot of other tarot readers that you can go to for that. When you come here, when it has to do with intuitive tarot therapy, It's in the name, intuitive tarot therapy. Okay? When you go to therapy, it's not like you discover a bunch of stuff you didn't know. It's about you being able to understand it from a higher perspective, a higher vantage point where you can have a broader, it's broader, the land, you can see the forest for the trees. And that's all this is. And I know it's nice and juicy when you can hear about, somebody doing this and that and the other behind your back, something that you have intuitively been picking up on, where you can get confirmation for what you already know. So this may not be for everybody, and I understand that. What this is confirmation of your self-growth. This is confirmation of your ascension and what to expect. So I hope you get that, because this is a powerful time, but it's not sensationalized. We like a sensational movie with lots of fireworks and jumps and explosions and high fives, and you know what I mean, like that. Love that. Love that. But the truth of the matter is, that's what's going on inside when you realize that you have been doing the work and now you're being rewarded from your higher self. Yo, you passed that test. Now it's time to move here. It's a knowing. So if you want to grow, come back. If you want to, continue on your growth path, come back and let's grow together. Let me help you, show you, reveal to you your value and why it's okay to grow and why it's okay to know what you know that cannot be explained with logic. Yeah. Because you can't explain miracles, right? You can say, oh, he turned water into wine, but if you were to actually see that and go and try to explain it to somebody, that powerful example is lost in translation. It's dampened with words. So I hope this is more of an experience with you than it is something that you can logicize. So, beautiful process of birthing a new you into being. You don't know what or who, right? However, you will feel newly inspired as so many ideas beckon for your attention. You're safe to explore the expression of your rejuvenated creativity, releasing all judgment as your curiosity is piqued. You are in the most fertile cycle of your life right now, beautiful. Intuitively keen, with heart wide open, mindful that each step in the direction of your dreams and desires is effortlessly supported by all the divine helpers in the unseen realm. I'm telling you, I do know what I'm talking about. I really do. So thank you for trusting me with your time. All right, Will of the Wisp, treasures hidden in the shadows. That's that number 8 we've been trying to come up on. 62. The great mystery, epiphany. So this card hovers in her lumens. That is not what that says. Let's try that again. I was like, what is that? The will of the willow, the wisp, hovers in luminescent glory above the twilight of your life. whispering for you to step into the fog, into the mystery of the unknown. So, you may have been visited by this energy before. Though intrigued, you refused her invitation. It would be safer if you decided to remain on the journey that you know. While you always have a choice as to whether to follow her or not, you never know when you might encounter her. When love calls, yeah, you better answer. Don't let it slip away too many times, 'cause love may not ever come again. Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Oh, that's my jam. Yes. So, this sense, in this sense, turning away has its own consequences. So, why is the unknown? Why is the known so appealing? It's only when you wake up to its restrictions, its soft prison or golden cage, gilded cage, that you realize there must be more. And as to my point earlier, it's comfortable. You're familiar with it. You're familiar with responding that way. You're familiar with meeting conflict in that way. But if you actually just do, because I know some of you are afraid that if I don't respond the way I'm used to responding, the way that I've rehearsed responding, I'm going to kick myself later and go, I wish I would have responded that way. But remember all of the times that you responded that way and said, I wish I would have responded in another way. Just remember that, okay? So you realize there must be more. Will o' the Wisp has come to you once again to offer the magic that you will have to sacrifice certainty in pursuit of adventure, your comfort zone for the dangers of discovery, your well-trodden path for the detours that very well may lead you astray, or will they? Can you accept that losing yourself will bring you closer to your true self? The profound shift of an epiphany can occur only when you risk the detour and enter the unknown. Now's the time to trust higher forces to lead you to this place, these worlds hidden at the threshold between what was and what can be. Here is where you will learn about your own unmaking, to unmask yourself, love what you discover, dark or light, see it all as divine, and find a quiet, thrumming power waiting for you to channel it into the world for good. So it talks about, instead of you returning to cinder, you transmute that energy and ask the powers that be to send that and transmute it into positive life force, and to help that individual or low vibration ascend itself so that it learns its lesson. They learn their lesson so that whatever vibration, that low vibration, no longer hurts other people. But remember, it's all, everything has its purpose. We all have to find our lane, know the lane inside and out. It's know what you know. You're an expert inside and out, so you know how to maneuver yourself when unforeseen changes, when that sucker punch hits, right? So, what did I say? Can you accept that losing yourself will bring you closer to your true self? The profound shift of an epiphany can occur only when you risk the detours to enter the unknown. So now's the time to trust higher forces to lead you to this place, these worlds hidden at the threshold between what was and what can be. Right? So, the treasure you find, filled with the wealth of love and kindness, true prosperity is ripe to share with others. She is here for you now. Will you accept her invitation? Will of the wisp, a great bounty of goodness awaits you. Very powerful stuff. Very powerful stuff. And that's kind of the trick. And I think that's why we have a lot of anxiety, is that we think, oh, when we get another chance, are we going to recognize it? That's that judgment card. That's what that judgment card was speaking about. Overflow, overwhelm, and plenty. Number 43, divine number 7. It's all about philosophy, true knowledge, intuition, growth, purpose. Depth, meaning. So your purpose, because we were talking about your life's purpose and your life's path. And we're always like, am I doing? You're wondering, am I in the right direction? Am I supposed to be doing this? Am I supposed to be working at the library? Am I supposed to be waiting tables? Am I supposed to be? Listen, if you are living in your life's path, you're living your purpose. Whether you're a librarian or pumping gas, if you are living in your highest self, some might say, well, if I was living in my highest self, then I would be a billionaire. That's not true. That's not necessarily true. Although that could be a lot of fun, your higher self may not have planned that for you. And being a billionaire doesn't do anything but fill your pockets and your bank account and pay for things. Again, which is really nice, but it doesn't fill the gaps. And those gaps are the important places. That's the important places. And nothing like having a great deal of wealth and no depth. What are you going to talk about? Animal crackers? Like, what are you going to talk about? What are you going to think about? What are you going to do with that money? If you don't have any depth, what are you going to do? Just hold it all for yourself? You know what I'm saying, man? Yeah, I think you do, because that's why you're here. And that's why you watch tarot readings, because there's a depth to that, right? So many good things are headed your way or already occurring in your life right now. Yet you may be thinking that they're not possible or you're not worthy of them. Imposter syndrome. Abundance is everyone's natural state before we project our restrictions on it. Defining what it means, who has it, who gets it, and so forth. Right now, take yourself out of your conditioning and look at your life through the eyes of plenty. There's so much beauty in love. Opportunities and divine synchronicities destined to support your dreams abound are lined up for you. Yet, it's sometimes difficult to discern it all because you are bombarded with too much information and stimulation, distracting you from the truth that all is well. Sometimes all of this overflow can be overwhelming. And you may find yourself responding with empathy overload. Empathy overload occurs when you tune into the collective angst and fear about impending challenges and uncertainties. I'm not making this stuff up, people. It's unmanageable. You feel like you're drowning in those emotions. It's time to allow yourself to detach, bring yourself back to your life, restore your faith in a power greater than you, and remind yourself to focus on your smaller personal universe, which is much easier to manage in this way. You know that you're a conduit for life's blessings and can share them with others, making this perception of overflow profoundly positive. Man. Well, thank you for joining me for this. I'm going to pull just a couple more cards with some intentions. It's really warm in my office right now. Too hot, lady. Gotta run for shelter, gotta run for shade. So long ago, you were my love, oh my love. Wink, 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 wink. Okay. Oh. Thank you. Angels, ancestral spirit, guides, love is on the other side. As we close this reading, any messages you want to give us about how to navigate this new period in our life? Thank you. Okay, we have Wheel of Fortune, 3 of Pentacles, and the 7 of Cups. All right. The King of Cups in reverse. For those of us that are feeling emotional and unstable, or emotionally unstable, like we're not able to manage our emotions very well at this time, because it can be very overwhelming. What advice do you have for these people? Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you. Okay. So anyone that is coming from a place of scarcity, a place of lack or victimhood, I don't know if you just saw that, but my light just totally just flickered independently. Count your blessings. Look at what you have to be grateful for. The 7 of Pentacles, okay? Look at relationships around you, old relationships. Perhaps ones that support that lack mentality. Remember, you become like the 5 people closest to you. Reassess who you are around and the energies that you're absorbing, okay? Once you've done that, then what? That's a lot. That's too many cards. We got the Page of Swords again, the Ace of Wands on the bottom there. Thank you. Old relationships, old ties. Reevaluate. Be full of gratitude, reevaluate. Low vibration. Those drain your energy. Thank you. That's not, yeah, the time is now for you to transmute that energy, that low vibration energy. Thank you. Get on the thank you. Get on the good foot. Trust your intuition. Listen to the unspoken language. There's that Tower again. So some of you might be surrounded by narcissistic energy. Okay, thank you. And we have the 10 of Pentacles on the bottom. That's the goal. That is really doing the work, walking your talk. And becoming imbued with that bright white highest light. Okay, thank you. All right. And there's that Page of Pentacles again. New opportunity. Whoever this or these people are, old relationships, they're toxic. Capricorn energy, toxic energy, old habits, things you've been doing a long time, ways of thinking. Remember, drastic change is needed to get you up out of this low vibration. But that doesn't mean you have to continue to act in ways that no longer serve you. So just remember that as you take this reading with you, that if the end to all suffering is letting go of ego, trusting what you know. Know what you know. If something's bad for you, know it's bad for you. There's no more, self-sabotage that's going to get you up out of it or away from it. You have to make a choice because you have so much. If you only knew the greatness that was before you, would you change? Would you discontinue being around low vibration people? If you knew the amazing opportunities that were before you and what was about to happen in your life, would you switch it up? Well, this is telling you that things are about to change in your favor if you let it. Discontinue bickering. Listen, you cannot force someone to understand you who is dead set on misunderstanding you or leaving you feeling misunderstood. So you've got to choose who you want to be around. You got to choose who you love and how dedicated. How do you believe in them? Do you feel that they can meet you? Are they meeting you? And a relationship with yourself. Are you meeting you? Are you allowing yourself enough quiet time to really see what's going on? Put yourself in position. Listen, victory loves preparation. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope something in this message has been helpful for you. Let me get you a crystal before I let you go. Got to get you a crystal intentions oracle before I let you actually out of here, okay? But yeah, I'm so thankful for you and your views, your attention, your comments, your subscriptions. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you can subscribe. Follow on Instagram for further connection at Intuitive Tarot Therapy. We have Sapphire. Nope, Seraphonite. I'm like, that's not a sapphire. Tripping. Seraphonite. Okay, so this is all about intuition and spirit communication. That's how we started this reading, right? Team up with your spirit guides, okay? Remember the divine spark within. This is going to help you aspire toward enlightenment, increase mental clarity and intelligence, improve telepathic communication skills. Your affirmation is, my mind and spirit are connected with each other and the divine. And lastly, emerald. This is all about money, creativity, and motivation. Okay? It's going to help you release limiting beliefs regarding money. It's going to help you increase financial success. It's going to help you attract extreme wealth, increase abundance in all areas of life. Cultivate authentic relationships, not this toxic BS that we've convinced ourselves that this is how everybody is. This is how all that. No, it's not. If it's toxic, it's a nope. It's not okay. It's not normal, and it is not healthy. And if you want to attain this wealth, if you want to attain this success, you got to let go of that. Can't take everybody with you. Your affirmation is, I earn unlimited income doing what I love. I am successful in all of my pursuits. That is the energy of that emperor. One time for the collective. Woo! Yeah. Happy full moon, everybody. I hope that this message has been helpful for you. I'm always sending you blessings of optimal health, love. I'll leave this up here. Unlimited wealth, harmony, and high vibes. And I just want to remind you that you are limitless. So dream your biggest dream. Team up with Source Energy and make it happen. Until next time, be well, be happy, be grateful. And we'll see you on the flip side, baby. Peace and love.